Hello everybody, welcome back. This is the second video of the lesson 2 of grade 10 academic math from Ontario. In this video we're going to review what a slope was, or what a slope is if you don't know what is it or forget it. So the slope of a line based on equation we have like y equal to mx plus b. This is our slope or our m. So as you can see, it's the coefficient of x. So basically here, what does that mean? It's based on our equation, it's what happened to the y when our x change. That's the whole story about the slope. So like for example, if x goes forward 1 unit, what's gonna happen to y? Is our y is gonna go upward, downward, I don't know, 2 units upward, 2 units downward, we don't know it. And that's why the slope comes in and tell us what is going to happen to our line or slope. So there are lots of formula for our slope. The first one, it's what we called rise over run. So if you don't know what rise over run is, based on the Cartesian, if this is our x and this is our y, right? Every change that happens, this is our y. So every change that happens on the x-axis, for example, if something moves forward for 2 units or one moves backward for 1 unit, it's going to count on our run. So the difference that make on the y-axis, and every changes that happen on our x-axis, our y-axis, like 2 units going up or 1 unit going down, these are part of our rise. So if you think you're gonna forget them, just remember them as this. If this is our x-axis and our y here, and there's a person just right in the middle of both of them, the point of intersection, that person can only run forward and backward. So this is the run, and the other one is the rise. But you don't need it because you're going to see it a lot and learn it. So let's start with the equation to see how the rise or run help us. So this is our line. It's not really correct of line, but that's a line still. So we choose 2 points on our line, first here and first here. We give them arrangements, like this is the first and this is the second. And as we can see, for us to go to the second point in our line from our first point, we need to come forward, and so it's positive because we're moving forward. So forward, it's positive, so coming left to right is positive, and coming up to down it's still positive. So this is positive side, and this is a negative side, and this is the positive side, and this is the negative side for the y. And we're gonna move upward, so like this. So it's gonna be still positive. So our slope, so let me write it down like here, m here, it's gonna be positive over positive. That will give us a positive. And if we, change our arrangements, or what we call this one the first and this one the second, just let me do it all here and come again. So this is again our line. This is the points that we chose here and here. So I said this one is the first and this one is the second. I'm going to change it, so this one is the second here and this one is the first here. So for getting to our second line from our first, for getting to our second point from our first point, we need to come backwards. So it's gonna be negative because it's backward, we're seeing it here. And we need to come downward from here, so it's gonna be still negative because we're coming down like here. So again, the slope of our line, that it was the same, it's negative over negative, that still gives us a positive slope. So based on that, what it means, it doesn't matter how do you arrange the points. The only thing that matters is you choose a point that is on our line. That's all that matters. And this is what we so-called the rise over run. That it's easy for drawing a line by the rise of 1. But the way that you can find this number of slope, like m is equal to 1 or 2 or 3, it's gonna be, let me erase the whole page. So it's gonna be another formula called m is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So what does that mean? Again, if this is our line, this is gonna be a point and another point. And again, it doesn't matter the arrangement that you choose. So I'm gonna say this is the first and this is the second. So let me change the one that you see another one that's gonna be, more useful if you see another one, because you've seen it already in the past. So here, this is our line again. So this is our line. So this is our line, and we choose 2 points on this, here and here. So I'm gonna say this is the first and this is the second. If you don't like it, this can be your second and this can be your first. Again, it doesn't matter as long as the both points are on our line. So, and both of them has a location on our page. So for example, the first one, it's 3 over 8, and the other one here, it's what we seen, so it comes forward, so it's like a 4 and comes downwards, so like a 6, so 4 and 6. As you can see, we have a second line with this equation and the first line with this equation. So I'm going to write it down again. Our first is equal to 3 and 8, and our second is equal to 4 and 6, as you can see here. So as you see here, we have a y2 and a y1 and an x2 and an x1. So I'm gonna name it again. So because this is our first one, it's a 1 here, I'm gonna choose this one our first. So this is our x1 and this is our y1. And because this is a second and have a 2, I'm gonna say the name of it as the 2 one. So this is the x2 and this is the y2. If you don't know what that is, if you remember, every point on our page has a location like x and y. So if we have like point 2, if we have the point 2 on our page, so it's going to be x2 and y2. That's where this comes from, if you don't remember them. So remember, as you say them, x is the first and y is the second. If you say them like this, like x and y, always the x, it's the one that's above the y. So now I have the points, I'm gonna plot them inside of my equation. So again, I don't want to plot y2 inside, so I'm gonna write down 6 minus my y1, that is 8, and down I have an x2 that is 4 minus 3. This is my x1, I wrote it down. So this is equal to negative 2 over 1 equal to negative 2. So you have a negative slope. So you have a negative slope, as you can see. And this negative slope, write down like y is equal to negative 2x plus our b, or initial value. That we're gonna find out what this initial value is, or how we can write down this equation as numbers, like y is equal to negative 2x plus 3, for example. So stay tuned, please subscribe if you like it. If you don't understand it, watch it again. If you don't understand it, ask any question you have about the slope and in the comments, and I'm going to answer them all one by one. Thank you very much for watching. See you.